Virginia?
It's raining.
It's raining. Oh, it's okay, Sawa. So I hope you've heard me loud and clear. So we said mental illness are also referred to as mental disorders or psychiatric disorders. And we said they are diagnosed by a mental health professional. Is that okay? And we said
Yes.
mental illness is a medical condition that disrupts a person's thinking, ability to relate with others, and function on each day.
Day to day.
Yes. So are we good up to there?
Yes.
Okay, Sawa. Sawa. I'll be sending you this copy of notes. I have the detailed copy on the portal. You've seen it already, but I will be sending you a summarized copy later on. Is that okay? In form of notes, written notes, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We continue. There are various factors that cause mental illnesses in individuals. What do you think are the factors contributing to mental illnesses among individuals? Stress. Yes,
Yeah.
stress being one, eh? Another one, or what you call traumatic event. Stress is one. Another one.
Traumatic life events.
Good.
Trauma.
Traumatic life events or trauma. Another one. Environment. So the surrounding, yeah. Of course, the environment is what is likely to cause stress. So the environment plays a role, and also people's lifestyles. People's lifestyle can also contribute, as well as what? Genes. Sawa?
Yes.
Yes. So according to research, 1 in 5 adults experience mental health problems. Sawa? One person, 1 in 5 adults. So mimi, Gift na Virginia, alafu tuongeze watu wengine wawili. One of us is said to be suffering from mental health problem. Do you think are those findings correct? 1 out of 5.
Yes.
It could be true, yeah?
Yes.
And especially with
Not really.
not really. Yeah, of course you can argue this, but at such a moment of COVID-19, we can be sure such statistics, such findings
Are
would
high.
be true. Yes, people are suffering, so they becoming more susceptible to what? To mental illness. And people are suffering from depression. So that is what the research says. And 1 in 17 lives with serious mental illnesses like bipolar and schizophrenia. Of course, you can still do further research to find out if the findings have changed. These were findings done in which year? 2018. And it is also said that half of mental conditions normally begin at the age 14, at the age of 14 years. Of what age? 14 years. Imagine. And 75% develop by the age of what? 24 years. Najua hapo ndio miaka yenye mnaelekea, some of you. So please find a support system so that you may not end up suffering from what? from any of the mental illnesses, because we can be able to
Illness.
prevent before before we start suffering from them. Most people believe that if there's a change in behavior, that obviously someone is suffering from mental illness. Of course, we have most of the symptoms of mental illnesses are, behavioral changes. Mtu anatukanana, mtu ameanza vita, mtu haongei, such behaviors, yeah. So that's why we say note, changes in behavior may, note the word may, indicate mental illness, but not always. It doesn't mean, it's not so obvious that if someone changes in behavior that they're obviously suffering from what? Mental illnesses. Sindio?
Illness.
Yes. So we go to, we look at a number of mental illnesses. So we look at the serious mental illnesses. So that's why we have depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, obsessive compulsive disorder, commonly known as OCD, borderline personality, anxiety and impulse control and addiction disorder. We continue. We look at the first one, which is impulse control and addiction disorder. Yes, you remember these? You remember us looking at these?
Yes.
Are you able? Yes, we had discussed these. So which example did we give of impulse and addiction disorder?
Eating disorder.
Thank you very much. Let's give examples of eating disorders.
Eating too much.
Eating too much. Okay, eating too much, but it obviously has a name. What name have you given to that? Eating too much inaitwa nini? Of course, eating too much leads to obesity, but you see, no, go away. Obesity is a lifestyle condition, but it is not a mental illness. But of course, obesity can be people who are suffering from some mental illnesses are likely to suffer from obesity, but obesity is not mental illness. I'm still waiting for you to give me a name. Iko kwa hizo notes nimemtumia kwa hizo notes. Iko hapo, inaitwa binge eating disorder. Bodi yangu mi inanishinda kutumia board. I don't know why. I see. I'm unable to get the letters. I wanted to write something for you. Or are you using a laptop or a phone?
Yeah.
Mnatumia simu?
A laptop.
Virginia ako kwa laptop.
Laptop.
Unatumia laptop ndio ungekuwa sawa, lakini nimeshindwa kuandika Nikki. I'll try to see how I can do it. But binge is spelled as BINGE. Sawa. It's an eating disorder. Binge eating disorder, commonly known as BED or BED. So people who are suffering from this kind of eating disorder loses control over their eating and eat a very large amount of food in a short period of time. Yes, wanakula chakula mingi within a very short period of time. We also have another type of eating disorder called bulimia nervosa. Mmeikumbuka?
Yeah, people who are concerned about their body weight.
Body weight and shape, good. Ndio. So what they normally do is that they will eat what we refer to as unhealthy foods. Ndio. And because they are so much concerned about their body weight, image, and shape, they tend to do what? To look for ways to get rid of the food. So they normally try to engage in what we call as binging and purging. So anaweka vidole kwa mdomo, anatafika hiyo chakula yote. You remember that? Then we have anorexia nervosa. Yes, anorexia nervosa are people who are also concerned about their body shape and weight as well. So now the difference between this and the other is that this one sometimes fail to eat. Unaona, wanakataa kukula tu, hataki kunona. So which is also dangerous to their health and it can lead to death. Sawa? Sawa? Are we together? Are we together there?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Mm.
Okay, so are we okay with anorexia nervosa, bulimia, and binge eating? Okay, we continue to the next type. We look at post-traumatic stress disorder. Do you remember anything about post-traumatic stress disorder? What do you
Yes.
remember about that?
It
What do you remember
develops
about it?
it develops due to traumatizations of incidents.
Yes. It develops following a traumatic incidents. An example of a traumatic incidents will be
COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, to some extent it can be said to be traumatic. Al-Shabaab attack,
Floods
landslide,
and the floods.
Yes. Kufutwa kazi ni traumatic.
Outbreak of
Kufutwa kazi ni traumatic. Simeona watu wanafutwa kazi. Unaware. Kuna correct, yeah? Yes. Kufutwa kazi mingi haukwangi aware, unapatanga off guard. Sawa. Hakuna kuambia. Okay, unless of course kuna ile, yeah, of course the organization, a few here and there will have a better way of firing someone, but again, whether even you're given a 1 month notice or not, it is still traumatizing in one way or another because you don't know what next after you leave that job.
Office.
Yes. So these people become when people are faced by traumatic incidents, you say, if they don't go for counseling immediately, they are likely to suffer from what? Post-traumatic stress disorder. Yes, they're likely to suffer. So again, data in USA, according to some research findings in USA, says post-traumatic stress disorder affects 3.6% of the US adult population. That is about 9 million individuals over there. And then it is said women are significantly more likely to experience post-traumatic stress disorder than men. So ukumbuke, you are more susceptible to suffering from what? PTSD than a man. I think ni juu wanawake hushtuka sana, ndio kushinda wanaume. Maybe that is what is more susceptible, si ndio? Kama mkishtuliwa na mtu, tuseme kwa giza ukiwa na a male friend or a brother, nani atakimbia mbio? mkichukuliwa, you have a brother ama tuseme a male friend, si ndio? Let's say you have a male friend and then
Yes.
you're walking at night and you know someone scares you like wewe at night. So someone does that. Gift, uko pamoja? Gift leo network yake inamsumbua kiasi. Gift, I don't know if you can hear me. Virginia, we are together.
Yes, I can hear you.
Will continue believing they are the president, or maybe they might feel another person is the president na si the current president mwenye ako. So that's why I say they have 4-7 fixed beliefs that the ill person accepts as what? True. Then we have schizophrenia. Are you tired? Are you still there? Gift.
Yes.
Good. Naona Virginia ametuacha. Sijui ameenda wapi. But I'm sure she'll join us. Then we have schizophrenia. Is a good example of what? Psychotic disorder.
Disorder.
Yes. Then we have something else. We have another type of. Okay, are you okay with schizophrenia, or do I need to explain?
I am okay.
Thank you. Then we have anxiety disorders. Do you remember what we've done on anxiety disorders?
Yeah.
Yes. Anxiety is normal, yeah? Anxiety is normal. Si kila mtu wa kitu, si ndio? We all experience fear. But when it becomes in excess, we say that is a disorder, si ndio?
Yes.
So we have types of anxieties. We have generalized anxiety. We have social anxiety disorder, and then phobias and also panic disorder. So those are examples. And then we have the last one, which is obsessive compulsive disorder.